So Cathy's here to share a little bit about what strength training has done for her and what she's been able to get out of our accountability / coaching deal. So Cathy, what was happening in your life back in 2013 that made you decide to start working out regularly? Like, why did you make the decision to get started with this?
Well, part of it was because I was getting married in about a year, and I just kind of wanted to look good for my wedding. But the other part of it was like I used to take dance as a kid, and I used to have actual definition in like my arms and everything, and I noticed that I was losing that, and I didn't
Mm,
like losing that. So I wanted to get the definition back, and so I do. I have it back now. So that and then some. So
I was gonna say, yeah, it's a pretty legit at this point.
yeah, there's some major definition going on, and to
That's
the point where
awesome.
like, clothes don't even fit the same way anymore.
Yeah,
So, and
yeah.
I've had to buy bigger clothes because of it too. So
I feel like I've been able to throw some increasingly ridiculous and challenging stuff at you,
you don't
you know?
say.
Yeah, right? As you've been going along. Um, but I would love to hear from you what this consistency and what this strength training has done to improve your life. Like, obviously, your physique has changed, but
Yeah.
what else has changed?
So basically, like I feel stronger. Obviously, I am stronger. And I mean things that used to be heavy for me, like groceries or bottles of beer for various things used to be heavy, and now I find that I'm not it's not as heavy as I think it's supposed to be. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
not pushing myself as much for that lift, and it's not as bad. Like even carrying a 10-pound dumbbell the other day, I was like, oh, this is only 10 pounds. Like and before, like when I first started, it was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? So
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
changed that way. Um, and I like that I feel healthier too, and more badass as I
Ooh.
um, it's funny because John always jokes that that he wouldn't piss me off because I could just beat him up. So yeah.
Yeah. And John is Cathy's husband for people watching.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I'm on board with John, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Not that I think he would ever provoke me enough to do anything
No,
like that.
but still, it's good to know that you've got that in your back pocket, you know?
Yeah. Yes, I was for a while there. I was the jar opener in the household
Uh-huh.
because couldn't so all the tight jars I would open, and then he'd just look at me and I'd be like, "You're welcome."
So we've been on a pretty basic coaching / accountability plan. Like I've got different levels for clients based on what people need, right? But we're
Yeah.
on the like really basic workout kind of plan.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in what this setup has done for you. Like, what has it helped you with?
Basically, it now that we're using the app to track everything, especially now that we're using the app, um, and I know that you can see when I've done everything,
Hmm.
that helps keep me motivated. And the rare weeks that I'd only do two or something like that, then I'm kind of like, oh man, I had that third one and should have. And I'm half expecting you to be like, so only two this week?
Hmm.
And so
Well, and I think it's useful for you also. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like you're tracking your own progress now, also, regardless of the fact that I can see it. Like I can see every rep you've done, I can see all the weight you lifted, how long your workout took, like all that
yeah,
stuff. But you're also tracking your own progress because you can go in there and see, oh, 2 months ago, I was using 10 pounds for this. Now I'm
yeah,
using 15 or whatever.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
like for your own motivation,
In my
accountability, progress,
where
you know.
where I've come, yeah, especially if it's workouts that I maybe haven't done for a couple months.
Hmm.
But, like say for example, it's a reverse lunge or something. And maybe 2 months ago I did it with, 10 pounds in each hand and did 10 reps kind of
Yeah.
thing. And now I'm, a couple months later, it's 12 and a half pounds in each hand and the same amount of reps, but just a little bit more weight. And so it's nice to see that, but it also, even those times when I'm doing a workout and say the week before I was doing, let's use reverse lunges as an example again. and it was the 10 pounds. And then the following week I try it again and I think, I could probably go up one.
Yeah.
And that's when it kind of hits me, when it's mid workout cycle, because then it's sort of, oh, okay, well now I've got to amp this up a little bit. So that's really cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think honestly that's a missing link for a lot of people, is tracking progress, whether or not they have a coach looking at all the stuff they're doing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like making sure you're making those progressive changes, Well, thanks so much for sharing your experience. I really appreciate your approach and the fact that we've been working together since 2013 in a coach type fashion. Even though we've been friends since, like, I don't even know. We've been friends since we've been, what, 14 or something?
1, I think, or 2000?
2000. I think it's 2000.
Is it? Okay, so 19.
Dang, we're getting old.
Man. Yeah.
But yeah, so thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it.
No problem.